Bienvenidos a Metal Mutantes Podcast. Esta es una edición especial de Islas Metaleras y tengo la gran oportunidad de conversar con el increíble mutante legendario Bobby Liebling. So, today I have the immense honor of interview a true heavy metal legend, Bobby Liebling, the great vocalist of Pentagram. Bobby is not only a musical genius, but he was a pioneer in the birth of unique, dark and dense sounds that would end up begin known as doom metal. His impact of the scene is undoubled, unquestionable, influenced generation of musicians, and keeping the flame of the purest and the most authentic metal alive. It's a privilege for Metal Mutants podcast to welcome the icon who have left indelible mark in the history of metal. Welcome, Bobby.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate this, Rodrigo. It's my pleasure. And it's taking a while to start getting this done. We have tried a few times, so I'm glad we're finally getting on the air.
Oh, that's for me is so great. Well, Bobby, it's and I mean, off the record, we talk about, for example, the first meet Pentagram in my life is when I saw the film The Last Days Here, for example.
Yes.
But first,
Wow.
I need to have a question.
Yes.
Pentagram has been a pioneer of heavy doom metal, because for me, Pentagram is not doom metal. It's more heavy metal for me.
Me neither. We call ourselves heavy hard rock.
That's hard rock. Okay.
No.
So, looking back, what do you think has been the band's greatest legacy in the metal scene?
Well, obviously, from what I gather and what people tell me, fans, as well as more than that, other musicians in other younger bands and other bands around the world, that apparently we have influenced a lot of people through the years. And it's been a lot of years because I'm getting old and we've done this a hell of a long time. So I appreciate that people are still listening, and we have covered 3 generations now. It's 54 years that I've carried the flag, and I will do this until I drop because this is all I do. This is my life.
Yeah. But I have curious, because also in the time, like 1971, for example, where most of the bands had a softer sound with happier, you know. So in that time, in that moment, how do you guys decide to create this dark and heavy sound?
I have always been into the dark side of what I call downer rock. Is bummer, depressing, desperate, do me, not doom, but do me, desperate and depressing kinds of subjects, maybe to some. But I like to bring these things to the forefront because everyone in their life has despair sometimes and feels like, oh boy, if only, if only, if only. And I kind of felt like this should be brought to attention because we all get these feelings and you want to let them out. And then in the early stage of the band, at the very beginning, I heard Blue Cheer. And Blue Cheer are dear friends of mine, very close friends. I knew them personally very well for a long time. And when we first heard them, though, in 71, well, I heard them in 67, but, when the first album came out, my original drummer, Jeff O'Keefe, and I were sitting and talking about, let's start a band. What kind of band do we want to start? One, the heaviest band in history, the loudest band in history, and play like Blue Cheer with no holds barred, nothing hold back, give it all. And this was one of the biggest influences. Also, in the mid 60s, there was a band called the Bonnewell Music Machine. Okay. the Music Machine had a big hit called Talk Talk, and it was a big radio hit. But since that time, that has been my biggest writing influence. Is Sean Bonnewell, the leader, was just constant depression, constant bummer,
Really?
downer. And they were very early. They were 1966 during the garage rock era.
Okay.
But his writing was so passionate
Yeah.
that he influenced myself, influenced me incredibly. So you take the bummer and the downer, and then you add a wall of amps and push it at people.
So
So
the all the things communion, so the
right.
union, and you
Yeah.
create that.
And we knew we wanted to do something like that was, a big drag and a bummer, but loud as hell and force it on you.
Yeah. But in what moment in your life, in your career, how did the signatures, riff, and unique singing? Because your sing is very unique style. So that set you apart from the rest come about. So
Well, as far as singing goes, I started, if you said you have seen the movie, and my parents explained in the movie when I was a year and a half old, they used to stand me up on top of the jukebox in a little place we used to eat, and people would put in nickels. And this little boy, a year and a half old, knew all the words already. And I used to stand on top of the jukebox and sing the songs. And everyone would go, "Oh, look at that little tiny boy singing." And it started really then because I've always loved to sing. And I pride myself on having within our sound at least melody and singing notes, not that's why I don't like the genre and to be attached to doom because it's growling. You can't understand what they're even saying most of the time. The music has very little changes, no change. The song goes on and on, the same thing, and it gets boring. And I like to have melodic vocals. And it's very important to me to have a melody of a song, something you can sing and not just growl or bark
yeah.
or
Well,
howl or yell.
I am singer. I am singer, but my voice is like a this voice. So
I can't, I can't understand the groups that do that because I don't know what they're saying.
yeah.
And
Well,
it's
it's a
part of the
kind of
doom metal genre. I know this. You
yeah.
know,
But do you like that metal, for example, or not?
no, I don't care for it. It's not my cup of tea. Let's put it that way. Death
Okay.
metal is not. Doom metal is not. Black metal is not. Speed metal is. I like heavy hard rock,
Oh,
classic hard rock
yeah.
with
I know
singers
that.
that sing.
Yeah, I understand the point. But
Yeah,
in how moment, for example, how did occultants enter in your music, for example? The
occult,
Satans,
the occult.
yeah, the Satan, for example, the Pentagram,
Okay.
kind of.
All right. The When I was very young, I was messing around with a lot of, let's say, dark and black arts and occultism, and dabbled in these type of things, satanic worship and so forth. And I explored this as many young people do, not knowing what it's really about yet.
Yeah.
And when I finally learned about Satanism as a religion and occult practicing and so forth, and found it is all
Did you
very
practice?
real. Yes, I did. But
Actually,
by the, I guess very conscientiously in the
oh,
beginning. But when I was 16 years old, I was already fed up and sick of it because it was not what I thought it was going to be at all.
huh?
It's very it can cause very serious results, let's say,
Yeah.
if you don't know what you're doing, and it can cause other people problems and harm things. And I'm not into that. I'm a hippie. I'm peace and love, not let's kill things and sacrifice things in the name of the devil. I'm actually Christian, and my whole life I
So
believe I
you
don't believe in the devil. You know?
okay, but you actually you believe in God, for example.
Okay, I believe in what I call God. Yes, that's my.
Okay.
But I know there is also the other side, whatever you want to call it, Satan, the devil, whatever.
Mhm.
And I am uh, spiritual and very God fearing.
Yeah.
And
Because
so, yeah.
yeah, me too, me too. I think it's really important to believe for something because you know.
Yeah, we all have to have some direction that gives us what we are basically, which is a creature of hope. Human beings are an animal that has hope, and hope is not to hope for death,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. So
Uh,
I look to the brighter side,
okay.
even if I sing about the dark things, because
Yeah.
because the dark things are real.
The
They're there.
dark things, the dark things, I know because, for example, when I write my letters, my lyrics, for example, I talk about occult things, horror film movie, and kind of stuff because I think the dark side is is really come true, you know. So for me, it's my inspirations. But
It's very real.
I have other question.
Mhm.
For example, you know, Black Sabbath will currently be doing a reunion with uh,
I have heard this much. I've heard that. Yes.
the Back Begins tour. Uh, for example, in Pentagram, if you could reunite any past Pentagram lineup to play a single show, who would you choose and why?
Of former members, not the current lineup. You
Yeah,
mean people who are formerly in the band?
yeah, huh?
Because it's hard to say because 90% of them have passed away. I mean, but Vincent McAllister, the first guitar player,
Yeah,
was an unknown prodigy, a genius. As a matter of fact, my current guitar player, Tony Reed,
yeah.
uh, who is in Pentagram now, Vincent is one of his three or four favorite guitar players of all time. And Vincent was never famous. And most people don't know who the hell he even was. But he was a prodigy and a genius. Um, as far as
And drums.
drummers, Jeff O'Keefe, the original drummer, and as well,
He's still alive?
Jeff O'Keefe is still alive. Jeff O'Keefe, and also I would have to say Joe Hasselmander. You know,
Well, we waiting for that reunion for one.
it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen.
Oh, that's sad.
Uh, I want the band I have now because they're the finest unit together of professionalism. Tony Reed, a Moss Generator, and Scooter Haslip, a Moss Generator, and Henry Vasquez of St. Vitus are. Can I curse? May I curse? Can I?
Miracles.
Yeah, bad word.
Oh, okay.
These guys are motherfucker musicians. They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're incredible. We have started playing live this new band as of September 24.
Okay.
All new members.
And who recorded the new album Lighting in the Bottle?
The band that is currently Pentagram. Tony Reed, Scooter Haslip, Henry Vasquez, myself. The
So,
new all new
okay.
band.
I understand.
And
So,
I'm most proud of these guys of probably any inception or era of people I have played with, because they're seriously full time. And I mean full time. These guys do nothing else but play music. The reason that the last band finally split up was I'm a professional musician. It's my career. People don't realize when you say it's career, they think, oh, yeah, you do it a lot. No, I don't mean a lot. It is all I do to earn money. It's how I survive.
yeah,
And
because
I don't
your
have
life
other,
is your career, you know.
I don't have another job, in quotes. The last people in the band had other jobs and other careers and businesses and families that they had to devote their time to.
Yeah.
Therefore, I had to give time to them,
Mhm.
and wasn't able to play as much as I needed to as a professional.
Yeah. So right now we talk about the lighting in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Has the raw and the powerful pentagram energy. How was the process of writing and recording this album, please?
Henry and Scooter and Henry and Tony approached me about doing a new lineup of Pentagram. This was about around September of 2023. Okay. And they wrote an album that they wanted to write specifically to get together with me. Okay. I was not able at the time because I am very devoted to my members. And I was still with Greg Turley, Matt Goldsboro, and Ryan Manning. And so I said, I can't. I have Pentagram now. I have commitments. I'm not just going to say, oh, well, see you later. Bye.
Yeah,
And
I understand.
so I did not do that. And even though they had an album prepared for me to, I was not able to
Okay.
fulfill doing that. And I said, I can't do this now. Uh, then after that, I came to find that Greg and Matt and Ryan were not able to tour as much as I had to tour to earn my living and continue playing.
Yeah.
So we very lovingly and giving to each other said, we're going to have to break up. They can't do it. I have to do it. Bottom line, I have to keep going. Right. So
Yeah.
we parted ways. And then I said, wow, Henry and Tony and Scooter have been waiting in case this was to happen. And it happened. So I said, okay, I'm ready. And stepped into a new band, just like that. And we took the songs, out of breath from the steps. We took the songs they had recorded a year earlier, and I flew from the East Coast, 3,000 miles, to the West Coast, where Tony's recording studio is.
Because he's
And
from Seattle, I think, or
yeah,
not? Yeah.
yes, and I'm from Philadelphia. And if anybody knows the US, that's 3,200 miles apart we live.
Very far, very far, far away.
Whole US, yeah. And Henry, our drummer, lives in Texas. That's right in the middle, at the bottom, 1,500 miles. So the new band all are spread apart very much, miles. So I flew to Seattle. I had never met Tony Reed in my life, never met Scooter Haslip in my life. And I had only seen Henry a dozen times. I knew him for about 45 years. And he knew of me because we play festivals where we bump into each other,
Mhm.
say, how are you doing? And he knew all about me and vice versa. But I had never met the other two guys in my life until the night before we recorded the record.
Wow. But the compose of the music is only you are the I don't want to say that, but you are the creative minds on all
All three, all
songs.
of them. It's a group effort. The
Oh,
songs are all written by Bobby Liebling, Tony Reed, and Henry Vasquez. Everything
the
except
three.
one song. Yes, three of the four of us, except for one song on the new album called "I'll See You in Hell." The music and the words in 1970, and we used that one old one and one song that Tony Reed wrote in the 90s or 80s called "I Spoke to Death,"
I spoke to
and was
death.
on.
I
Yes, it
love
was on.
that song.
Okay, it was on a split single 7-inch by Moss Generator and was put out very limited in the 90s.
Uh,
Besides those two songs, all the other songs are written by the three of us
oh,
together.
wow. So I spoke to the dead. It's a past song, a past songs. I think I understand that.
Moss Generator song from
Oh,
the 90s.
wow. That's great. That's great to know. Um,
So old songs, in other words, and the other
yeah.
uh,
Uh,
out of the
for
are
example, I love so much the powerful Thunder Crest riff. I'm told the crest, and dan. Who's just a man? Ah, fuck it. I like to
thanks.
bounce in your head. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
that's co-written, the three of us.
oh wow, that's congratulations.
Just
Um,
like people think there's a song on the album called Lady Heroin.
yeah.
Okay, very great song. Has very deep lyrics about drug addiction and all the things that I have experienced. Okay, all the lyrics are written by Henry Vasquez,
Oh,
and
that
he is a drug addict in his life.
he not consumes any drugs.
Nope. he wrote
Well,
the song. He wrote the song to see the things through my eyes.
oh, through your eyes.
He wrote them for me.
Yeah. Um, but how do you see the impact of the streaming on Pentagram music?
Well, how do I see what
How do you see the impact of streaming on Pentagram music?
streaming in specific?
For example, Spotify, YouTube, and any kind of.
It exposes hundreds of thousands or millions more people to certain things that never were exposed before because anybody anywhere in the world can stream something. In the old days, you had to go to the record store and find the album, you know, and or you didn't hear it, right? If you couldn't get it, you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Now everyone can get everything, so of course it's helped us. But I'm a fan of vinyl and CDs, and that's why our new album is released very abundantly on vinyl and on CD as well as streaming. So
Mm.
the collectors of vinyl can get the product in their hand. I mean, the new
Right now,
record is
I couldn't to find a Pentagram CD here in Peru.
because it's just getting to the stores now. It got a little late on being shipped, and they also, if you recall, the same company, Heavy Psych Sounds, re-released Review Your Choices, re-released Sub Basement, re-released Show 'Em How. Those are able to be gotten easily. The new one is a little harder because it's just getting out there. That's the deluxe version of the new one.
Oh, that's beauty cover. I
Yeah,
like so much.
I love the color. So. And
Yeah.
this is the double album version.
Mm, that's great.
Yeah.
So, for example, I love Rambler.
There's the regular one. See, they're different.
I love this.
This one has 11 songs. Okay.
Yeah.
This version has 14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because in the Spotify, for example, have 14, I think.
Yeah. There's an outtake of Lady Heroin, a different take. There is a song called Just Might Want to Be Your Fool. That's kind of a bluesy Robin Trower type of a song.
Mm-hmm.
That's only on the deluxe. And then there's another one called Start the End, which is those are only on the deluxe one.